Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I am Brad. Today we are recapping the 4-1 win against the Florida Panthers. Yeah. So to me, I do this is so exciting. The Red Wings did a phenomenal job. I honestly thought they did it and one thing I was thinking about with them is that I think they just did it was a good hustle game, especially against I know the Red Wings are, they're a little depleted. But to me, the Red Wings, the Florida Panthers, are a little bit depleted when it comes to players. I mean, you have a Barkov out, you have a Tkachuk out, you have Kulikov, who's now going to be out for another 5 months as well. To me, I just thought the game was played really well. I thought there's some really good key factors. Mind you, it was 4-1, right? So technically it scored 4-1, but two were empty netters. So, but they count all the same. They goals all count out the same. So to me, I'm just so excited to recap this game. Again, I thought they just played really well. I thought it was some good snarl. I would say one thing that before we start going over the goals and everything, to me, I think it was really good that we saw Seider was getting nasty again. So if you think about this, if you're a Red Wings fan, one of the highlights of Seider in his first season is it was in the middle. It was like after a play. Seider takes the puck off. I think it was Kucherov, and Kucherov gets all pissy about it, and and you just love it because he's starting crap with a absolute legend, going to be in the Hall of Fame player, and you're like, who's this kid? Who's this German phenom just trying to start crap in the NHL? Like, who do you think you are? And I think that was, to me, that's like the most fun. You're like, oh man, this is cool. This guy's got some grit. And you start to see it kind of get worn down a little bit with Seider. I mean, he's kind of starts some stuff here and there. But to me, this year just seemed fired up. And you're also seeing that with Edmonton as well. You're seeing him kind of get into the tussles and everything. And I'm really excited for Edmonton to kind of, hold his own. And he's playing on a pair with Axton Palika, right? So he's going to need some defending. I would say one thing about that pair I really like is that you have two guys that are willing to jump up in the play. Of course, we know the high offensive ability of Axton Palika, who's absolutely going to carry the puck up and everything. But as well, who's not, and by the way, is not defensively without warts, but he's not as big of a black hole as you would think. Some people he's the Evan Bouchard or something like that, and you're like, no, he's got good defensive talents as well. He's not your defensive defenseman like a Slave or anything, but he's definitely no slouch. So, and then of course, Edmonton is great defensively. He's a great two-way defenseman. He's not going to put up the huge, the biggest amount of points, but he's still 6'6". He's 6'7". He's 6'7". If you're on YouTube, you're going to hate me because of all the Gen Alpha kids that are doing the 6'7" thing. So hopefully you're listening with your kids in the car and maybe they'll do it. 6'7". And so, to me, I think this team, I mean, everyone talked about it. Everyone talked about this team being that this is going to be a hard first 10 games and their schedule is tough, right? And you're looking at a team that they're playing some really tough opponents. If you look at who they've versed so far, they versed Montreal, lost handedly. And that was a real bad indicator. You're like, oh man, what's going to happen with this team? Is this the sign of what's going to happen for the rest of the season? And they had a decent preseason as well. Not super impressed by John Gibson as well, which is why I think Red Wings lost 5-1 against the Canadiens. But this team is looking pretty good. I mean, you have a 6-3 win ever since they lost that first game. You have a 6-3 win against the Maple Leafs. You have a 3-2 win with the Maple Leafs as well, and you have a 4-1 win over the Panthers. This is the team, no slouch. They're just not. Objectively, they're 3-0-1, I believe it was. No, 3-1-0. Sorry, 3-1-0 because they have an overtime win. So the 3-1-0. And so when you're looking at the standings and everything, you're like, okay, Red Wings they're tied with the Bruins, Canadiens, and Panthers in the division, right? Panthers have one more game played, so technically Red Wings are ahead of them. But you're like, okay, your goal differential is 3. That's pretty good. You're positive, right? And you consider a team like the Ottawa Senators, who are 1 in 4 games, they're 1-3, and they have a -10 goal differential. So they won their first game, lost their last 3 as well. So again, it's overreaction season, and I'm going to overreact to this phenomenal game against the Florida Panthers. And mind you, like I have the Florida Panthers finishing. I think it's like third or fourth. Like I'm not like super high on them either. So I have the Panthers finishing fourth. So I have them being ahead of the Red Wings. Do I think the Red Wings beat Florida every game this season? No, I think last year they were 2-1 against the Panthers. So considering that, you're like, okay, like, I mean, the Red Wings they're beating the Maple Leafs right now. They're 2 points ahead of the Maple Leafs. And they're beating good teams. Like the Maple Leafs are a good team. They're Mitch Marlerless, but they're still a good team. And so to me, I have some hope. I'm feeling even more confident about having them in the 5th spot in the Atlantic and making a playoff, like making the playoffs, like as a wild card too. I think they're a squeak in. So I'm feeling more and more confident about that. Again, a reminder, I have the Canadiens missing the playoffs this year. I know they have Lane Hudson and they have Dobson, they have Suzuki, they have Demidov. But to me, I think that they're just their division. They just hit on everything last year, and they nailed everything. Everything was going well. Very few injuries. And then you go into the playoffs. You add Demidov as well. I mean, Slafkovsky's looking better as well. And to me, I just think that I'm not. I think I'm high on the Canadiens' future. I don't think the future is now. I'm super high on the Red Wings prospects, as everyone is with their prospects. Like, of course they are. But you got to look at the Red Wings, some of the acquisitions as well. Like for some reason, you're looking at a guy who you pick up April, Mason Appleton he scores this game. He scores in this game. He scores, and he now has in the last 4 games, he has 3 goals. So 4 goes into 80 20 times. I'm using 80, not 82 for the games. But if he's on a 3 goals in 4 game pace, that is a 60 goal pace. That is Austin Matthews territory, baby. And do I think Mason Appleton's going to do that? No. But he did play on the top line today. Raymond is out day to day with an undisclosed injury on his upper body. And so he is playing on that top line. And you're like, okay, I thought we were going to do JVR there. I thought we were going to do, basically anyone else, maybe Kopp as well. I think you leave Kopp down there. I think he's a good third line center, or play good on third line. And so great defensively and everything. And to me, top line, he's just too slow for the top line. And so I think Mason Appleton, he's making the most of his opportunity. And he's really trying to show that, hey, he belongs there. And that he wants to, again, make the most of the opportunity. He's signed here for a reason. He's signed for 2 years. And so I think it is very indicative of hey, most guys ask to have a shot. And some guys always take the opportunity to capitalize on that shot. And the Red Wings are. And the players are, right? You're seeing, again, Appleton. You're seeing Emmett Finney. He's a hustler. Branson Nygaard, he's starting in scrums, right? Like Axel Palika, he's got some great shots on net and everything. And so I think this team's a little grittier. I think, and you heard what, and I haven't talked about Todd McClellan since he's talking the newsroom. So they had lost to the Montreal Canadiens. And so when they lost to the Montreal Canadiens, you have Dylan Larkin comes out and talks to the media. He goes, it's early, but we can fix this and everything. And then Tom McClellan goes out without hearing anything about what this player said. He goes, I bet you there's players here that said we can fix this. He's like, when? Some guys have been in this organization their whole career. When are they going to fix it? The time is now. Who is he calling out? He's calling out Dylan Larkin, Moritz Seider, Lucas Raymond, who all hold captaincies on this team. 2 A's for Raymond and Seider, and of course the captaincy for Larkin. And then who else do you have? You have Jonathan Berggren, who's been scratched in these 4 some of these 4 games, and you have Michael Rasmussen, who has been he's to me he's on the trade block. I think that he's still a valuable piece, but I think I think he'd be better in a middle 6 somewhere else. I think he's good enough. But again, I think he's not what the Red Wings are looking for right now. I think these guys are making room for these guys in the roster. Because mind you, you're gonna get Nate Danielson coming up soon. You're gonna get Shai Buium. You're gonna get William Molinder. I think there's some good prospects that are gonna start taking spots from these veterans. And by the way, time's up. And not time's up. Time's up for some of these veterans. I mean, you saw the Red Wings trade, like they waived Justin Hall, didn't get picked up. They waived Eric Gustafson, didn't get picked up. Both are down in the Grand Rapids Griffin system. So, like, you're like, okay, so when Nate Danielson gets here, who else are you gonna waive? You know, is it Travis Hamonic? Is it I mean, do you trade Berggren, right? Who do you like? I mean, there's a lot of like this is exciting. Like you don't have to see this on these pieces. You're like, oh my god, like do you? I mean, I think you keep Albert Soderblom, but like, what if you trade Rasmussen? Like Danielson could play a center role there. You know, Kopp, maybe at the end of the year you buy him out. Maybe JT Miller you buy out, right? I think there's a lot of cool things. I mean, you could trade Berggren, you can waive Hamonic. Like there's moves you can do here to make room for these guys that are starting to perform really well. And again, I think they're just performing well. Like you look at like if you look at the young kids, like Sandy Pellica has no points yet, but he's playing 21 minutes a night. Like Johansson still has an assist. I love that. But you're looking at like Emmett Finney. He played 14 minutes. He played 14 minutes on average so far. So he's started to pick up and everything. But he's definitely being sheltered, and that's okay. And you're seeing a bigger role by like DeBrincat, Kane, and Casper. Kopp, JT Compher, and Nygaard are playing a decent amount too. They're really trying to they're really distributing the time on here. I mean, even your bottom or fourth line are playing over 10 minutes. Like that's a good amount for a fourth line. And so I think that's good. You're seeing more distribution throughout the lineup. You're seeing guys having to step up. Hey, more is expected of these guys. And of course you have Siders playing 25 minutes a night. Just God bless Moritz Seider. God damn bless Moritz Seider. I freaking love this kid, dude. By the way, Mason Appleton has the best goals against expected. So a goal scored above expected. He scored 0.7 more goals than expected. I love that. Dude, that's phenomenal. That's so good. This is just so much fun, dude. And so, by the way, we're going to be right back. We're going to hit the DraftKings ad real quick, and then we will recap the game. I apologize for making you wait. I've been wanting to talk to you guys. I want to give some opinions, man. So, anyways, stay tuned. We're going to be doing this DraftKings real quick, so stay on the mic. So here we go. Hockey is back, and this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, brings you speed, skill, and nonstop action you love. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid $300 in bonus bets instantly. Now, if you consider this too, you are going to be, if you're looking at the Red Wings, you're like, hey, are they Stanley Cup contenders? Probably not. But what do the odds look like? You can look them up at DraftKings Sportsbook. And if I had this product, it's what I'd use. It's what I'd use to bet on the Red Wings to be a Stanley Cup contender. It's very low likelihood. I actually have Carolina winning the Stanley Cup. So you can go check out their odds at DraftKings Sportsbook. .com, and I'm very excited for you guys to do that. And make sure you guys use the code THPN because you want to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccbg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible game resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. And okay, we are back. And so talking about this game, it was a great game. It was so much fun to watch. And so we're going to talk about, first period. Again, I thought it was a good hustle. Again, you have a team that is still so good. You have, the Florida Panthers have Ekblad, who they signed 8 years, Bennett, who's 8 years, Reinhardt, who has 8 years. Marchand has signed for 6 years. You have Mikula signed for I think 7 years, I want to say. And so you have so many guys that are just like, hey, they're gonna stay and everything. And I mean, by the way, good for them. Like they are absolutely utilizing every piece of everything that you can get. Like they're not doing anything illegal. Like Florida's no state tax. Like they're doing a good job. Oh, by the way, again, Red Wings will be a division, a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. And they also beat a team in the division. Mind you, Red Wings have played 4 games against teams in the division this year. The Montreal Canadiens, the 2 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and as I said, it is the Florida Panthers. Goodness gracious, I'm literally looking at their logo right now. And so when you consider that, you're like, okay, like these guys are like, they're very good. They're the Florida Panthers. I mean, and when you win the advanced division, you're how do I phrase it? You are not winning just 2 points. You're taking away 2 points from another team because they don't have the opportunity. When you lose in your division, it's basically a 4-game spread because there's 2 games you're not getting, plus your other team gets 2 points. And it sounds stupid, but like it's kind of like winning against the other conferences are just 2 points. As opposed to when you beat someone, you hold them back and you also get ahead. That's why it's 4 points. So you want to take as many games away from you want to get as many points as you can from in your division because they're just more valuable because it keeps your other teams down. Hence the Red Wings would be at 6 points, and so are the Florida Panthers right now. If the Red Wings lost, the Florida Panthers would be at 8 points, and the Red Wings would be at 4 points. That's the 4-point spread that we're talking about winning. So, anywho, so move on to this game. First period, again, Red Wings played really well. And second period, just at the start as well, you have a phenomenal goal by Mason Appleton. Again, this guy's he's on a freaking roll. He is on a 60-goal pace. Mason Appleton, look out. And so when you look at where this play started, it was in the Florida Panthers zone. And so you have the puck being with Moritz Seider, and you have Appleton passes it back to Finney. Finney drops it down to Larkin right at Bobrovsky's net. And then you have there's a bit of fumble around the faceoff dot. Larkin kind of fumbles it again. You see Finney actually drives towards the nets, causes a screen for Bobrovsky, and then Larkin passes it over to Appleton. Appleton, as he's falling, puts it up and pockets it right with a snapshot into the net against Bobrovsky. I mean, just a goal scorer's goal. This is the second goal that he has fallen on. He has fallen as he's scoring these goals. And again, I love that. I love that energy, man. It's just he's a grinder. How many points does this guy have last year? He didn't have much. There's no way he was like a huge point getter. By the way, they picked him up for $2.9 million for 2 years. I think I like this guy a lot. I mean, again, I'm biased right now. He is killing it right now. Last year, he had 22 points in 71 games. Now he's got 2 goals. Like he's on a 60-point pace, which would be absolutely dominate his highest at 36 points in the 23-24 season. So moving on to the next goal. Just kind of talking about it more. Again, Seider's getting into fights. He's gritting and grinding everything. And we're seeing, of course, a phenomenal Patrick Kane goal. It's about 10 minutes into the period at this point. You have Larkin wins the faceoff. Seider takes it, and he's walking the line. This is, and by the way, it's on a power play as well. He passes over to Kane. Kane is getting pressure by 42. Who's number 42 again? 42 is, why can't I think his name? It's okay. It's a power play 5-on-3. Sorry. Kane walks it down, hits the face-off dot, kind of walks it down the center of the offensive zone. Again, just wrister, just rips it. His iconic. It's just Patrick Kane being Patrick Kane, man. It's the dog. It's Patrick Kane, baby. Not Patrick today, but you know what I mean. Again, he's a quick wrister. Love to see that from Kane. I think he's not slowing down it at all. I think he's 50, 60 points easy this year. And again, if you continue playing with your breaking out, that kind of chemistry is just so good too. Again, you guys, I'm sure you saw against the Toronto game that feed from DeBrincat over to Kane. Just monster. Of course, you have the Rat himself. You have Brad Marchand. Faceoff starts off in the Red Wings zone. He's passed back to to Marchand from Lundell, who wins the draw. Marchand takes it at the top of the circle, the faceoff circle, is walking around the boards, is being chased by Patrick Kane at this point. And then Patrick Kane gets lost behind the net. Marchand's going around and literally does a little wraparound and tucks it in between Talbot's legs. So Brad Marchand doing the gritty goals. It was good. I mean, I think Talbot wouldn't want that back. He probably would have kept his legs closed, but it was a lateral movement. It stuck through. It's just unfortunate. So Talbot's been ahead. It was a monstrous game last game. Even this game as well. If you're looking at like what he did, we can look up his stats for what his save percentage was. But I think it was he had a 913. He's doing just fine. He's doing good. Mind you, like a 900 is around the save percentage. Usually it's the average save percentage as of recent. So again, you're looking at a 913 save percentage. You're doing just fine. If he can keep it to 2 goals a game, of only letting 2 goals in a game, Gibson and Talbot, that is exactly where you want to sit. So again, that would be the number one thing, is trying to just reduce the amount of goals. So again, going into the third period, there is 2 minutes left in the game. Red Wings have been leading 2-1 for the most part. And then you have a goal earlier today. They're down. The Florida Panthers have pulled their goalie. They're down in the Red Wings zone. Sherratt is fighting down in the corner. It gets to Rasmussen. Rasmussen moves up the wall, and you have DeBrincat, who also takes it. It gets bobbled. He tries to push it out and kind of throw it towards the empty net. It gets bobbled and it gets blocked by Seth Jones, who picks it up. Rasmussen, who passes it over to Appleton. Appleton takes it, shoots at right between the blue line and the top of the circle, base of the circle, and pockets it again. 60 goal scorer on pace for 60 goals. Mason freaking Appleton. Love this. Again, great acquisition right now. I'm just fired about him. I hope he keeps his pace. I hope he keeps some sort of pace like this, because it's too fun. So move on to the last goal of the game as well. And you're seeing, by the way, these guys are getting chippy. I like it. I think this is Todd McLellan hockey. That's the biggest thing, is that you're seeing guys just wanting to fight a little more, and I'm for that. I'm absolutely for that. So definitely just continue to grind and fight. I do believe that not necessarily you have to fight. You have to grind. You have to finish your checks, hustle in the corners. I mean, you shouldn't be lazily gliding on the ice. Willie Nylander, by the way, had 40 goals last year, but most guys are not skilled enough to be Willie Nylander. And so you have to grind in the corners. What Emmy Finney's doing, what Alex DeBrincat does, Larkin, Raymond, these guys are just getting in the corner. Kane's a different story, of course, but again, you guys, Casper's another one, right? So just make sure that the mindset is you guys need to be gritting and grinding for every puck battle. So puck is down in the Red Wings zone. It gets ripped around the boards. Then Brad Marchand takes it. He tries to throw it towards the middle to try and get it something going so that someone can pick it up. DeBrincat catches it, then passes it. He throws it from the center of the Red Wings zone up to basically the neutral zone line. And who's on it is Seth Jones and Brad Marchand and Michael Rasmussen, the biggest absolute of that bunch. He is skating. He picks up the puck in the neutral zone, and right after the blue line, walks it up and pokes it in. Ends up falling as well, but he scores the goal, so you're not mad about it at all. So again, I think this is a huge indicator. You're making waves in the right place. You're taking points from teams in your division. You're not letting them get the overtime point either. So you want to see these guys continue to thrive and continue to make waves, continue to play hard. Rookies need to earn their spots. I mean, they've earned them, and you need to continue to earn them. It is, what does JJ Watt say? He says, success is paid every day, or the rent's due every day, basically. Success is something you work towards, and the rent's due every day. I can't remember the quote. I'm shitting the bed right now. But to me, again, this is great. I'm so excited. I think next game we have is against the Tampa Bay Lightning as well. So we're looking to see who will thrive there. It is Friday, the October 17th, and you have Oilers. So looking at their upcoming schedule, right? You had Montreal Canadiens playoffs last year, Toronto, Florida. Like, okay, so that's 4 teams that all made the playoffs last year. And then you have Tampa Bay Lightning, also made the playoffs. Then you have the Oilers, who also made the playoffs. So 6 games in a row, you have versus teams that were all in the playoffs last year. So that's your first 6 games. It's hard, right? And then you have, Sabres, Islanders, Blues. Blues made the playoffs last year. So they versed the Winnipeg Jets, took them to 7. So they did get better. They traded Bolduc, which I thought was a better trade. I thought it was better for Montreal. Mayu's fine, but Bolduc's he's an easy middle sixer, probably a second line winger on the Blues. And so again, Sabres are the Sabres, but they're also fighting for that spot in the Atlantic. So you have to beat them. Islanders should be able to beat them. They're a rebuilding team at this point, who just got the first overall draft pick. And so to me, I think you just continue to prove yourself, continue to do better. You're on a great streak, use these good vibes and everything, and just keep moving forward. So as the Robinsons would say. So anyways, say good night. Love you. Go check out the podcast I did with the Storm Surge podcast. They're on YouTube. Well, they're not on YouTube. They're on any podcast. You can go type in Storm Surge Pod. Do a Carolina-based interview I did a Carolina interview with them, talk about the Red Wings on their podcast. And then I interviewed them recently about the Carolina Hurricanes a lot. So go check those out. And I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Have a good night. Bye.